How's it going, my truant people? Dr. Slacking, the Slacking Doctor, back with week 1 of the BBR, or as I like to call it, Egg. As this week, your Cotswold Whimsicots are going up against Galvanate and his New York Noibats. You can see the 6 that I think he might bring on the layout next to my head, and you can see the 6 we're bringing above my head with the items next to them. Nate was ready, but his dad just came in and told him he was going to start vacuuming. That's hilarious. Okay, sweet. Good luck, have fun to Nate. He's one of the kind of OGs in the scene, isn't he? I remember watching Nate when I was doing like my WB analysis stuff, and like I fucking loved watching his games. So I'm not gonna lie, for me personally, I'm just really hyped to be battling him. But yeah, let's jump into it. We'll go random music because I never know what to do. So if you're looking at the items and wondering a little bit what's going on above my head there, that is a Salak Berry Manaphy with Endure. So we can tail glow up, maybe get an Endure or Salak Berry going, try and sweep potentially. It's a Calm Mind, Latios with Weakness Policy. Try and get that popping. And then, of course, we have the Eject button, Wheezing, so we can throw that thing in, get the Misty Terrain up, pop out into our Misty Seed Sneasler, and try and get a sweep that way. So we've got a bunch of different set sweepers, and some nice pivots as well with the Gliscor and the Electrode. So, what's he brought? T is here instead of what? Infernape. Okay, but he does have the Quaquaval, so that makes it. I knew either Infernape or Quaquaval would need to come, but I wasn't sure which one would come. Oh my god, that is Big T. That is the hottest gossip around. Large T, boy. Get in there, go on. Okay. That looks really bad on the layout. Apologise for how bad the T looks. I don't know why it looks like that, but it looks terrible. I think I really like this thing as a lead, actually. Because I have Taunt. I can Volt Switch around. What does the T do? Strength Sap. Right? I think it's trying. I don't really know what T does. I guess that's to shut down Sneasler. That might actually be a problem. I didn't really think about that thing much in prep. I wonder if it's like Fizz Death for Sneasler, Spadef for Manaphy. I'm not too sure, but either way, it could be a problem. Strength Sap for, and like the fact it's part Ghost as well. Like it can hit Lati for super effective damage. It can hit Manaphy for super effective damage. Of course, it's neutral to Sneasler on its Poison Stab and immune to its Fighting Stab, so that's a bit of a problem. Okay. This is kind of good. So I think what I'm going to do off the rip here is fire off a Leaf Storm, because I will get the momentum with my Eject Pack. Let me just think. If it goes into T, which is possible, what would I go into on the T? Would I go into Gliscor and start trying to get hazards up? I don't know how I break the T is the problem. I'm going to have to let it come in on one of my setup things and just punch a hole through it. Maybe I just want to Volt Switch. I think I'm just going to T-Bolt. Yeah, damage on this is huge. If he's AV, that's just big damage. Love that. Oh, lucky Para turn 1. That's very unfortunate for him. Very lucky for me. I have always been lucky and bad. It's just the way I play Pokemon. You know, skill, you don't need it. You don't need skill. Don't need skill. None of that, thank you very much. I don't want it. I don't want to learn how to play this game properly. I just want to hacks people. Yeah, my apologies to Nate. That sucks for him. Okay, so we get chip off on that. From that damage, I'm guessing that is AV because we did 50%. That seems low. I mean, I don't remember my Electrode set exactly, but I'm definitely like max special attack. I don't know if I'm modest or not though. But I'm glad I didn't just Eject Pack Leaf Storm out there. That was way better. Like I say, I just didn't want to go into the T and then just find myself like in a bit of a weird spot. I think I want to Taunt and stop hazards going up. I think that's valuable enough. And then I can afford to Leaf Storm. Yeah, perfect. I just don't want those up. Do I think he stays in? For what, though? Nah, I still leave Storm. Like, I want a Thunderbolt on some kind of, like, read. But, I'll get momentum regardless here. So, like, if he goes into Taunt, say, expecting the grass move, that's why I was like, maybe I just T-Bolt on the read. But if he stays in on this and just clicks Earthquake or Ruination, given that he was willing to take damage on this... Oh, haha, no way. Oh, well, I mean, that's going to undo the very jammy para, so... Oh, he just lost power. He's lost a power cut. All right, well, I don't know how we're gonna do this, so we'll figure this out and be back in a sec, I guess. Right, so I fucked up. You can probably tell by my changing clothes that this is not the same day as 2 seconds ago when you just saw me. Basically, when Nate came back from his power cut, I forgot to press start record on OBS. Usually, I leave it recording, but because it was a power cut, I was like, this could take a long while, this file could get too big, my crummy old computer that was built in a shed could blow up. So I pressed stop recording, and then I didn't press start recording. Until, like, 5 minutes from the end of the game. So, what I'm going to do is, Nate very kindly sent me over his side of the game, his footage. I'm going to now post-com over essentially the first part of the game, and then you can watch my censor that, please. Ooh, my live com. The other stuff is on my OnlyFans, which does not exist, but maybe it should. Anyway, focus. Yes, my live com. Nothing else. After the post-com. Now. Alright, so here we are in the game. Hopefully you guys can see this okay, otherwise I'm fucked. Again, a huge thank you to Nate for sending over his side of the game. Can I make this bigger? There we go. I don't really remember anything that happened. It's been quite a few days since this game has played out. I just haven't had a chance to whatever. But I remember here, we don't get the para, and I messaged him between games and basically said, look, if we don't get the para, don't worry about it. Like, it was kind of bullshit that I got a 10% para off rip. Like, let's just not worry about it. I did have static on this Electro to try and get the para on the U-turn there. But it was fine. Like, I knew, like, it's okay. But we get the crit instead, so I'm just, I'm, you know, blessed by RNG. I always have been since birth. I don't want to say it's a skill, but, you know, God-given talent is how I prefer to think of it. Anyway, he goes out into the Tingaloo. I don't really remember what's happening here, so we're gonna, I don't know if this is a post-com or a post-reaction, because my ADHD brain retains no information. But I'll try and make it sound like I was thinking really tactically all along. So here, you know, I'm looking at this Tingaloo and I'm thinking, how many cereals could you fit in its head? Because it's got a crack at the front and a crack at the back. Kind of like the... I'm not going to finish that sentence. Anyway, a lot of cereal would spill out, or at least the milk would. Depends on the size of the cereal. We taunt him here because we do not want hazards going up in this game. Pro plays, you know, just get in his head a little bit, make him shit himself. And then we're going to fire off a big energy ball. And it's going to really hurt something. You can see here he's going into the Flygon. I didn't necessarily expect that to happen. I just wanted to get damage off on anything, and if it was a Flygon, then sweet, nice. He does go into Flygon. I thought probably like something like the Floor just come. Oh, Leaf Storm, in fact. Sorry, I was Leaf Storm. I'm just so good at this game. And we crit again because, you know, talent, hard work is great, skill is great, but like innate talent, the ability to just RNG your way through life is broken. Oh, and I had a jetpack on. Yeah, you guys knew that because you see it on the layout. I've forgotten. So that was the other reason for taunting into the Leaf Storm, because if you did go Florges or something, we had a nice little bit chipped off on that for the late game Latios, and we got to pivot out. So that was the thinking behind that set. Pretty good, you know. Here, I think for a while, because thinking is hard for me, and doing it quickly just makes it harder. Pause. Wow, there's a lot of things in this more innuendo-y than I intend them to be. I feel like I'm in Great British Bake Off. Anyway, we go into Adam Sandler here because he's toxic, and we don't want to get knocked off by the Torn, which we're going to pivot in on later, almost certainly. So yeah, we go into here to get the Toxic Orb activated before we get knocked off, as he actually decides to go into Bradford, and I was like, hey, like, this is my Torn check. Like, I'm okay with this. So I was pretty surprised by this, but he didn't know my build, so I can understand it. Also, I didn't have any background audio because he had his commentary on, so I had to turn that off, which is fair enough. He was very kind of him to give me this video. I didn't expect to have just raw footage with the game sounds, but because of that, I've put on Glitch X City, I don't know how you say that, music in the background. It's supposed to be auto-playing, but, well, I don't hear anything, do you? Shit. Oh, there it is! Thank God, the music's come back. We get confused, as you saw there, confused by the music and confused by the hurricane. As we knock off this assault vest, that is pretty nice. It means we will die to things like T-Bolt later in the game. So nice. For what it's worth, the first para that we had in the original game probably would have benefited me from a strategic point more than a crit, because like Torn just regens off a crit, although it still put him in a bad spot. But the speed would have been so nice to have that thing parried, but it was hacksy and dirty, and so I really didn't mind not getting it the second time. I was not going to make him recreate over and over and over until I got the power on him, because I'm not a scumbag. Anyway, so we go again, and he U-turns out. I think he goes into the Tinglu to try and get his own hazards up. Oh no, he goes into this to rapid spin on me, and I'm like, I'm in a bit of a bind here because I can go into the Wheezing, which is my dedicated check to this, but I am eject button Wheezing, as you saw, and I want to be able to use that thing. Oh, I went for my Stealth Rocks there to try and force this thing, I think, right? I haven't got Stealth Rocks up yet. I'm pretty sure I went for Stealth Rocks there because I knocked off, didn't I, the first time? Yeah, I went for Stealth Rocks there, I think. Or maybe I U-turned. No, I think I went for Stealth Rocks to try and force this thing to rapid spin, because the thing is, if this has got Ice Spinner and I go into my Wheezing, he gets rid of my terrain, and then when I eject button out, I can't go into the Sneasler and get the Unburden boost because my terrain will be gone from Ice Spinner. Fucking stupid move. So I think there I just go for the Stealth Rocks to try and force the rapid spin so that I can get my Sneasler popping, but it doesn't work out because we get confused and hit ourselves. So here, I'm pretty sure I decide, like, Gliscor is not super essential and I can just U-turn, I think. But, like, that sounds dumb. Now, in retrospect, like, that sounds insane. Am I that crazy? Nah, okay, I'm not that crazy. I think there's a point later on in the game where I am that crazy, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, yeah, that's it. I go hard into Manaphy because, like, Ice Spinner or Aqua Step, I'm going to take either. And I don't want that thing to get a Moxie boost on, like, yeah, and then start popping off. So I go out into this. He's now faster than me, threatens me a little bit scary. I'm pretty sure I Tail Glow, knowing that I can take a hit from this thing. No, I switch. Man, my memory is... Oh, no, because I don't want to get confused, and also, like, he could two-shot depending on his investment, I guess. No, I don't think he would two-shot. I'm a coward. I should have stayed in. Fucking pass me. What a wuss. Anyway, we dodge. Easy dodge, which is why I should have stayed in with the Manaphy, because I knew I was dodging. But I pussied out, so... Swings and roundabouts, I guess. That's not how that expression works. Never mind. Adam Sandler's back in. He's got a lovely smile, great teeth, brushes every day. And I was about to say I go for a U-turn here because he went for a U-turn, but that would be a lie. I'm not him. We're two different people. Despite the fact we are basically identical twins. That's probably not true. It's not true at all, actually. I go for Stealth Rocks. I know what I do here. I go for Stealth Rocks. Again, I'm trying to force that interaction potentially with the Wheezing, and then I U-turn because I'm like, do you know what? He's not Ice Spinnering. He's either going to go for the Rapid Spin after my Stealth Rocks, or he's going to go for like an Aqua Step or something, but I just, given I've already shown my Manaphy as the initial switch into this thing, I'm absolutely certain that he is not going to Ice Spinner, and I know that I'll take an Aqua Step, or I don't know that I'll take an Aqua Step, but I've decided that Gliscor just lives everything ever, all the time, because, you know, it got banned from OU once, so it must be indestructible, question mark, and so I just stay in. I'm like, fuck it, do you want to see my testicles? Because I've got them. Look, Adam Sandler has them in those little meaty claws of his, and he will show them to you. So, yeah, that's what I do. I U-turn out, try and get momentum. A bit of a prediction by me. I think if this was like Bandit or something, I'd have fucking got destroyed, but I think he was defensive, which again, I think I was pretty confident he would be defensive because of King Gambit. So I was like, I think this is going to be a very tanky Quaquaval in prep, and I was right, it was. So we were able to eat that and use it out. Quaquaval is very suggestive with that dancing, aren't they? Like, that is some shaking. Anyway, Hokusai comes back out, ready to paint. And I don't expect him to stay in here, because I'm like, well, like, if I Energy Ball or Psychic or whatever, like, this thing's getting destroyed. So, expecting him to want to preserve this, I just go for the Tail Glow. And I'm like, if he goes into the Teapot, I was very worried about the Teapot. I can't remember if I said that or not before the disconnect. I was very worried about the Teapot, and I was like, well, if he goes into the Teapot, I got a Tail Glow off, I just Ice Beam it, and it gets blown up. So, sweet. So I just go for the Tail Glow and feel pretty good. I feel pretty like in a pretty good spot. You may have seen already what item he has on the teapot. That never crossed my mind. I never once thought that a teapot could wear a scarf. Because I mean, like, you know, I don't want to criticize Game Freak's game design, but have you ever seen a teapot wearing a scarf? How mechanically does that work? Sometimes that bothers me with these games. You know, like Ghastly, for example, wearing an assault vest. How the fuck would that... It's got no... Wooper in an assault vest? I guess at least it's got a head and a neck to drape it over. Like, it's sort of got shoulders. But Ghastly, like, what the fuck... How would that even work? Like, I just don't think they're thinking it through. Like, this thing with a scarf, where? I guess it's got a neck. Anyway, we get Energy Ball, do huge damage, and I'm like, sweet, this thing's, like, just so dead. It's more dead than anything's ever been dead before. I click Scold or Surf or Hydro Pump, whatever my water stab was, because I'm like, that would do more than Energy Ball. It's stab, and it's still the same amount of resistance, and Manaphy is just going to go to town here, I think. I'm about to ruin his life with Manaphy. And he Scarf Energy Ball. In hindsight, I probably should have looked at his build and thought, wait a minute, if this thing gets 2-shot by a +3 Energy Ball, he must have done something, because otherwise it's just not a Manaphy check and nothing else checks Manaphy. I wasn't smart enough to do that though. Look at these little jelly beans hanging out of his bottom. That's interesting. And we're going to Yang. Anyone seen Ying? Nope, neither have I. Anyway, we fire off the Calm Mind here. I am Calm Mind, Psyshock, Aura Sphere, Recover. Probably underestimated the Ting Lu. Like, I just really assumed Flawed just would be the initial check to this. This was a good learning curve for me, this game, because I just thought that like Fairy type switch in because things don't want to take a Draco, right? If I Draco into this and then flip turn out, like that's gonna hurt. But what I think I'm learning is the power of Luster Purge. I think in past gens, like Floor just would definitely have been the switch in. But now with Luster Purge potentially just nuking at Spadef, I think people are afraid to switch their Fairy types in on Latios potentially, and they're more likely to switch into a Dark type. I don't know, that seems to be the lesson learned. Anyway, I just Aura Sphere there for damage because I expect to get Whirlwinded and Latios doesn't get taunt. It's fine. He gives me switch initiative. We get back out into Gliscor. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this was like I said, this was a good lesson for me on how, and a good lesson for you. Here you go, learn with me on how a Pokemon's moveset change can really shape its checks. And I know that sounds stupid because obviously if, you know, things get a new move, it will change what checks them, but like you don't think that Luster Purge is getting slightly buffed. It's not a new coverage move, that's what I'm trying to say. But it does seem to, I don't know, change the way people respond to Latios, which interests me. Also, I think there are just more bulky Dark types this gen, right? We didn't have Ting Lu before. Wo-Chien, you know, that famously well-used Pokemon. I don't know, it feels like there's more Dark types this gen. It just feels like everyone has really high-tier Dark types on their team. Maybe I'm just chatting shit. We taunt him here to stop the hazards going up. He must be frustrated because I have taunted him twice. Adam Sandler once, and my left nut the Electrode the other time. So not good for you, boy. But anyway, he goes out into this, and I can shoot him because fuck your bird. My bird's also a Scorpion. So your bird's just basic. Get a Chimera bird or don't even bother. This brings us back out into Azalea. What a good doggo. I want to be manly and click Leaf Storm, but I don't have the eject pack anymore, and so I'm not manly, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I click the T-Bolt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I click the T-Bolt. Maybe I am manly. I don't know. You decide. Comment down below. Am I manly? Yes or no? Question of the day. Is Dr. Slacking manly? Not just on this turn. General, you know, how masculine am I? Could I beat your granddad in a fight? Maybe if he's already dead. Not manly is the answer. I didn't think so. Yeah, I got no balls. Electrode is furious about being called my left nut, by the way. Look how angry he is at that. He's like, I'm not your fucking left nut, mate. I will click Thunderbolt into a ground type. So I'm pretty sure I taunt here because I know he can see it coming. No, I Leaf Storm here. I Leaf Storm here because I'm like, he's not going to click Stealth Rock. I've taunted him twice already this game. He is terrified of getting taunted. So I just go for the Leaf Storm. and get a nice bit of chip off on this. I also just want this chip down as much as possible for the Latios, because I feel like Latios can sweep if I play it right. We get a nice little static para. It wasn't meant for this, was meant for the taunt, but you know, it's fine. I'll take it. It doesn't hurt. Would have been actually nicer in this situation had I been like Aftermath or something, I guess, because then I could have got some extra chip off on this when I went down eventually, but you know, it is what it is. This time I go for the taunt because I don't think that the Leaf Storm damage is going to warrant risking rocks going up, even though, like, you know, he could make the call, and he does. I don't know, I felt like -2 Leaf Storm to this fucking Moose Head was not going to do that much, so we just let Azalea go down. Yeah, if I'd had Aftermath there, maybe that would have been preferable in hindsight, because that would have been some nice chip. I guess it would have negated the leftovers to Leaf Storm. I probably should have Leaf Stormed, because now he's back over half. Like, is this thing even killable? I don't really know. If you look at him from the side, he kind of looks like a cross-section of some sort of chocolate cake, right? Is he supposed to look like that? Like, I don't know, he looks chocolatey. He looks delicious, to be honest. I really like chocolate cake. I'm a big believer that if you put fruit in dessert, you're a fucking heathen and you're just wasting your time. Like, why would I want a dessert with any nutritional value? Just give me the sugar. Give me the fucking chocolate. To be honest, not even just sugar, just chocolate. Like, anything other than chocolate for dessert, I just don't really know why you're bothering. I decide here that Latios is more broken than it is. Does Latios have rear legs? Are they rear legs? I don't know. I remember like seeing like a beta design of Blaziken, and it was supposed to have those weird little fins. Are they for steering? But then if they're for like, it makes sense that they're for steering, right? It goes through the air, and it, like a rudder on a boat, it uses those to well, I think planes have those on the inside of the wings, don't they? I don't really know how planes work, I'll be honest. I'm not an engineer, I'm an English student. I've read about planes, but I've been on one, but I don't know. Anyway, it feels like he should have some sort of propulsion, though. Like, if they're the steering things, shouldn't the air be directed over them in order for it to steer? Like, the rudder goes behind the engine on a boat, right? So that the water goes over the rudder and steers you. Anyway, I decided that Latios is more broken than it is, and I go for the Calm Mind, knowing that I'm weakness policy, knowing that he'll throat chop, and I'm pretty damn sure that I'll live because I'm max HP. And I just have to hope that a +3 Aura Sphere takes this thing out. I don't know how Spadeffi is. I figure it'd probably vary from the fact that he's been using it as to check to this. If I had been Dragon Dance here, I wonder how much that could have done. I don't really know what move I would have hit him with, though, on a physical set, but maybe it could have been better because he would have been Spadef, and then I would have been physical, and that would have been good. But regardless, I just pop off the Aura Sphere here. I think about recovering and trying to fish for a para like, if he gets parried any turn, then I'm in a good spot. But the problem is, if he whirlwinds, that looks really fucking stupid. Although he's taunted right now, but like eventually he could whirlwind, and that would look pretty fucking stupid. He's doing a lot of damage, so he will break through me fairly quickly. I don't think para is super high chance in this gen, and ultimately, like, I don't know. I'm just not a scumbag, so I go for the Aura Sphere. I am a scumbag. I probably should have fished. I don't know. Maybe I should have fished till the taunt wore off, because I just die there. And I guess I kind of arrogantly thought maybe I kill. I don't know the calcs. I don't calc. I just throw sets in a builder and then play the pocket monsters. You know, let's not overthink it. Why does he have a horn coming out the bottom of his cereal bowl? Look, can you see that on the right hand side here? This, like, what is? I could have been pointing to things this whole game. Who fucking knew? Unless OBS doesn't track my mouse, which is possible. Is this a horn? What happened there? Is it? Oh, is it feet? Is there one on the other side so the bowl can stand up and you can eat out of it? Which implies that this did used to be separate from his head, because he wouldn't need feet on it to like let people eat out of it. So somehow this, I'm gonna say these are feet for freestanding bowl, which means the bowl used to be independent of the moose, which is kind of mind-boggling. What time are we on? 19:21. Oh shit! I've only got 20 seconds left. Fuck. So I go into the Sneasler here because I want to kill something, and look at the diamond in its head. Is that Lady Tsunade? Sneasler is secretly 500 years old and has massive tits. Who knew? Don't quote that. So, fire off the CC. Sneasler's a short little bitch, isn't he? Look at him. Like, I mean, we love short kings, but obviously I'm 8'2", so can't relate. Kill the moose, and I'll shut up now, and you can see what happened. Okay, so I'm sure I've explained this at some point, but I basically didn't record up until this point live. We had some issues. Anyway, right now, the state of mind that I'm in is that when you've got a Sneasler, you've got a chance. But, my lighting's gone. But I've played this badly. My prep wasn't quite right. Yeah, the Psychic comes out. Okay, so Psychic, not Psy Shock. That's interesting, because that means with my Misty Seed, could do something. I want to taunt this thing, because I don't want it wishing into anything. Doesn't have an ability that makes it immune to taunt, does it? One of those, like, veils or something doesn't make it immune to taunt. No, if he goes into the Quaquaval here... I can go... I can't go hard wheezing. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. I can go into wheezing on this. Do I go hard wheezing and eject pack out? Yes, because if he goes for the grass move, I'm in an amazing spot. I get a free SD if he goes for the grass move. Let's go for game, boys! Let's go for game. Even if he goes for the Shadow Ball, I can SD on that. It's just, will I kill the Quaquaval at +2? Does he have Aqua Jet on the Quaquaval? What have we seen? We've seen Aqua Step. Oh no, he he clicked Rapid Spin earlier on my Tail Glow. I've been talking about... You guys haven't seen what I've been talking about because I didn't record. I don't need to tell you. I was talking about him me having Rocks Up, and I don't have Rocks Up. Okay, so do I go for the SD? Do I need the SD to break through his team? Without Rocks Up, yes. I probably should have clicked Rocks on that turn that I clicked Taunt in hindsight if I'd remembered Rocks weren't up. Because I don't think Acrobatics is going to kill full health Tornadus without the boost. So this Shadow Ball is going to hurt, but I do have the Spadef boost. Quaquaval will die to Acrobatics. This will die to Acrobatics. Florges, unless it's the Berry, will die to Diaclaw. And even then, if it's Psychic, if he switches here, if he hard switches, there's a chance we might take the Psychic after the Spadef boost. Maybe. But that probably is optimistic. Because it is 4 times effective. So probably I'm overestimating what we can take there. Okay, he does switch, so that's really big. This thing does get like Brave Bird and stuff like that. I absolutely can't let him get an attack off, so I'm going to hit the Acro. Take him out. It's a big threat removed. But, I mean, we're in the end game now. It's sweep 1-0. Like, Wheezing and Gliscor don't win this game. So, it is sweep or nothing. From the way he's played that makes me think this is definitely the Poison Berry. If I switch out, I won't be able to outspeed Tornadus or the Teapot. So, because the terrain's up, Misty Terrain Synergy not great with Diaclaw. Yeah, it means that I can't do anything. I can't status him here. I can't put him to sleep or anything on a hack, like on hacks. This must kill. He must have calced this to kill after the +1. Good prep by him. No, okay, good. Oh, thank fuck. I always just Diaclaw again. Oh, I think we did it. I think Sneasler has hard carried. Is there something I'm missing? There's a chance I've been greedy on my speed creep and not speed crept Scarf Teapot. I doubt it, though. We're a very bulky Sneasler, I'm guessing, is why we took that Psychic. I can't remember my prep. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I prepped this team like a week ago, so I can't remember. Oh, shit. This thing probably lives, right? How strong is this move? Like, which is my strongest move here? 80 with a 1.5 stab, right? Is 120? That was 110, so this one. And, of course, it has a chance to hacks. It just kills. Okay, Sneasler is strong, boy. I don't know how strong Sneasler is. I've never used this thing in my life. By the time I tried playing a bit of OU, this thing had got banned. And I've never drafted it in Draft League. Okay, this thing is good. Sneasler, turns out, hard carries. Hard carries teams. If I didn't speed creep this,
I'm going to be really upset. I did. Or, yeah, just naturally outspeeds, whatever. Oh, GG to Nate. I got fucking carried by my Sneasler. That being said, I do stand by the eject button wheezing Misty Terrain being pretty cool. I think he would have beaten me if he'd stayed in with the teapot and attacked on the turn I went for Sword Stance. Let the teapot go down the next turn to my acro, and then gone into Florges, because he would have had, well, however much Shadow Ball would have done to me, he would have had that amount of chip on Sneasler. So I would have died to the Psychic. But then the teapot would have been dead, Florges would have been weak, and Nakoquavu and Torn would have done the job. So I think he did have an endgame where he could have won. He just had to prevent the SD, I think. But that being said, like, that's not to criticize him. That's to say, like, I didn't play this flawlessly. Like, I could have made that endgame more secure. I'm not really happy with the way I used the Lati or the way I built the Lati. I'm sure I've spoke about that in the post-com that I've had to do for the middle bit of this game. But we got there in the end. Sneasler hard carried, man. Sneasler carried. GG to Nate. Like I said at the beginning of the video, like I've been a fan of Nate for a long time, so this was genuinely a pleasure for me to get to battle him. And he is, for anyone that's watched his videos, he is as chill and nice as he seems in his videos. I can confirm now, so that's really cool too. But anyway, yeah, GG to him. Check out his channel, link down in the description, as well as the other egg coaches. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.